What's up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my breakdown and prediction video for UFC Fight Night 171 main event Anthony Smith versus Glover Teixeira. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another UFC video. This time we have a card in the middle of the week on Wednesday, May 13th in Jacksonville, Florida. And for them putting it on in short notice, it's a pretty good card. I like this matchup. The main event matchup quite a bit. Anthony Smith, I like him, and I like Glover Teixeira as well. I think it's going to be a pretty exciting fight for as long as it lasts. I do think someone's going to finish, so I'm really looking forward to this fight and the card as a whole. Before we get started, if you guys can leave a like, also subscribe if you haven't yet. Really appreciate that. Almost to 2,000 subscribers, so thank you guys for that. It'd be really nice to hit that milestone soon. But yeah, if you guys want to comment who you guys got. I like to read all the comments. I try to get back to everybody in the comments, no matter what the comment is. But yeah, let's get to it. So like I said, this card is Wednesday, May 13th. Not on Saturday like usual. It's UFC Fight Night 171. I think it's going to be on ESPN. So let's start with Anthony Smith. He is a minus 155 favorite. He is 33-14. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He's 6'4" with a 76-inch reach. He is 31 years old. So his finishes here, he's won by knockout 58% of the time. He's won by submission 35% of the time. And he's won by decision only 6% of the time. So he finishes 94% of his wins. He's a finisher. And I do not think this fight's going to go to decision. I'd be very, very surprised if it did. So as for striking, Anthony Smith lands 3.19 significant strikes per minute with a 50% striking accuracy. He absorbs 4.86 significant strikes per minute with a 43% striking defense. And for grappling, he averages 0.52 takedowns per 15 minutes with a 29% takedown accuracy. And he does have a 50% takedown defense, which I would like it to be a little bit higher in this matchup. But in his last 3 fights, he submitted Alexander Gustafsson in the 4th round, which really surprised a lot of people, including me. He lost a unanimous decision to John Jones, which, isn't a surprise to anybody. And then he did submit Volkan Oezdemir in the 3rd round. Some notable wins for Anthony Smith: Alexander Gustafsson in 2019, Volkan Oezdemir 2018, and Shogun in 2018 as well. Some notable losses: John Jones 2019 and Thiago Santos in 2018, both very good opponents. And as for Glover Teixeira, he's a plus 135 underdog here. He is 30-7. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He's 5'11", and he has a 70-inch reach, and he's 40 years old, so he is getting up there in age. He has won by knockout 59% of the time, and he's won by submission 28% of the time. He's also a finisher. He's won by decision only 14% of the time. As for striking, he lands 3.46 significant strikes per minute with a 44% striking accuracy. Absorbs 3.91 significant strikes per minute with a 55% striking defense. Averages 2.09 takedowns per 15 minutes with a 40% takedown accuracy, which is pretty good. And he has a 61% takedown defense. So his last 3 fights, he went to a split decision with Nikita Krylov. He won that. He submitted Ion Cutelaba in the 2nd round. He submitted Carl Roberson in the 1st round. So, like I said, 3-fight win streak. He's been looking very good, especially getting up there in age. It's very impressive what he's been doing. Some notable wins: Nikita Krylov 2019, Misha Serkinov 2017, and Carl Roberson 2019. Some very good wins there. Notable losses: Corey Anderson 2018 and Alexander Gustafsson, the guy that Anthony Smith beat in 2017. So Anthony Smith, he's been training at home, which is, I bet a lot of these guys are, with the coronavirus going on and everything. But he is training at home. Teixeira, I believe, has his own gym. So I think Teixeira has, probably the advantage in training-wise. But Smith's been training at home. He is the younger fighter by 9 years. He's the better striker here. He's quicker on the feet. He is a black belt in BJJ, and he hasn't been submitted since 2013. And since 2013, he has improved his ground game quite a bit. He does have really underrated grappling. I've seen people say that Teixeira is going to submit Smith. He has a very good chin. He hasn't been knocked out. He's been knocked out twice since 2010, which is pretty good for all the times he's been fighting. And he does start slow and picks it up as the fight goes on, which could worry me a little bit if I was to pick Anthony Smith, because Teixeira is going to come out here in the 1st round and try to end the fight. So Smith does have the cardio advantage. He's very powerful, and he is a finisher. Like I said, he finishes 94% of his fights. And as for Glover Teixeira, he has the advantage in grappling. He's a second-degree black belt in BJJ, He does not have a knockout win since 2016, although he does have about 58% of his fights won by knockout. But he does hit very, very hard. He is getting up there in age. He's 40 years old, and he does have a poor gas tank. And I definitely do not think this is going the full 5 rounds. For Glover, he needs to get this on the ground, but even if he does, I think Smith can hold his own on the ground. Like I said, I think Smith's BJJ is very, very underrated. Smith's a black belt as well. And I can see Teixeira maybe hurting Smith early on in the feet if Smith comes out here slow and tries to take his time. Glover Teixeira wants to end this fight. He doesn't have the gas tank to go into the later rounds, so he wants to get this fight over with. So as for my prediction, I'm going to go with Anthony Smith to take it here with the 4th round TKO. As long as Smith keeps us on the feet and doesn't mess around on the ground, I think he should win this fight. Even if Teixeira gets Smith on the ground, I think Smith will be able to hold his own and even wear out Teixeira by defending submission attempts. I could see, Teixeira come out here taking Smith down early. Maybe landing some ground and pound. I think Smith will be fine off his back as long as he does not, lose position and fight smart on the ground. I don't think he's going to get submitted. Like I said, he's improved his submission defense quite a bit. Last time he was submitted was 2013. So I think he'll hold his own there. Very underrated BJJ Smith has. So Smith needs to fight very smart, whether that be on the feet or on the ground. If it's on the feet, don't get knocked out. Try to be the faster fighter, in and out. Do not get taken down. But if you do get taken down, no mistakes on the ground. Do not give up position and get submitted there. Teixeira's been really hot, but I just don't see him winning here. Like I said, he's 40 years old, so I'm going to go with the younger guy, Anthony Smith, and to get the third or fourth round knockout. I just think he can, wear out Teixeira throughout the fight and get him out of there in the 3rd or 4th round when Teixeira gasses. But there are a lot of question marks in this fight, like Anthony Smith's training. Since he has been training at home, that could be a big factor here. He could come out here, not look sharp. He could come out here, start very, very slow. He can come out here and, not have the best gas tank because he has been training at home and not his usual gym. But Teixeira has his own gym. I think he's, everything's going as usual for him. So that's a little bit worrisome for me. But also you got to look at Teixeira's age. He's 40 years old. Smith's 31. So, I'm just going to go with the younger guy here. And I do think this fight's going to be finished for sure. Both these guys are finishers. I would be very, very surprised if this went all 5 rounds. If it ends early, it's probably Teixeira getting a first round knockout, maybe getting a submission in there. Most likely, probably more of a knockout. But if it ends later in the fight, which I think it will, I think Smith's going to get the knockout there. So as for betting goes, Anthony Smith is minus 155 and Glover Teixeira is plus 135. I actually think there is some value on Anthony Smith's line. When I saw the fight, did some film on it, did some research on it, I thought Smith would be closer towards like a minus 200 favorite, like maybe minus 190, maybe minus 180 around that range. But he is minus 155, so I was actually really surprised when I saw that. So I think there is some value on Anthony Smith's line. I thought the Smith line would be like quite a bit bigger than that. So might be taking a stab on that straight. I just think if Smith can avoid that big shot early on, fight off the takedowns. If he gets taken down, fight off the submission attempts, work back up to his feet, just tire out Teixeira and get him out of there later in the fight. If he does that, I think he can win this fight with a TKO or a knockout in the later rounds there. But you just got to fight smart. Like this is a dangerous fight for Smith. This is a dangerous fight for both guys. But both guys have been looking very, very good. But you got to go with the younger guy here, and Anthony Smith. He's hungry. Both these guys are hungry, but Anthony Smith's always hungry. I think he's going to win this fight and get him out of there and possibly fight for a title soon once again. So, yeah, I guess that's about it, guys. If you have any questions, you can follow me on Twitter, DFS_numbers. Also, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Subscribe if you have not. I'm going to be putting a lot of content out. We have lots of cards coming up. Breakdown videos, full card. You got betting breakdown videos, DraftKings videos, FanDuel, you name it. So make sure you put on the notification bell so you don't miss out on my videos. Like I said, I'm going to be putting out a lot of content. Also going to be putting out NASCAR content next week, so look out for that as well. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching, and let me know who you have in the comments. Always interested to see who you guys have. I try to get back to everybody in the comments as well. So if you leave a comment, I'll try to get back to you. Like I said, really interested to see what you guys have to say. So that's about it. And good luck if you have any bets. And yeah, and look out for my breakdown video. I'll put the link in the description when it's out. and also my betting breakdown video as well. So that's about it, and see you.